Today we're gonna be making something really delicious. It's one of my favorites at the parties, you know? This is like a party food. I know I say everything is my favorite, but this really is delicious. Everyone loves this. So today we're gonna make japchae. So japchae is basically sweet potato starch noodles that's clear. And when you cook it, it's kind of like chewy and kind of like it's bouncy, and then it tends to be a little bit sweet when you're eating this dish. So traditionally, this is a sweet dish. Let's get right to it because I'm so excited. First thing you're gonna need to do is you're gonna need to soak your 당면. So the potato starch noodles, at least soak it for half an hour. So I have been soaking this for about, I actually soaked it overnight in the refrigerator. So you can plan ahead, soak it ahead of time, or if you're stretched for time, just soak it half an hour before when you're chopping all your vegetables, that's when you can soak it. So then I have, for our meat, I have the half a cup of textured vegetable protein. In here we're gonna add about 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, 2 tablespoons of methyl cellulose, 1 tablespoon of ginger, and 1 tablespoon of garlic, and 1 tablespoon of onion powder. And then I have our 1 tablespoon of mushroom powder also. So we're gonna add that and mix it well together. And then we're gonna add about half a cup of water. So I put quite a bit of methyl cellulose in here. Those of you that hasn't seen my previous video, methyl cellulose is basically protein glue. So this will make the textured vegetable protein kind of bind together. So when we saute this in a frying pan a little later, it's gonna try to kind of like mimic ground pork. So traditionally a lot of people put either kind of like a beef that's kind of like bulgogi, kind of almost marinade, or they put pork. So I'm gonna use methyl cellulose. This is optional. You don't have to do this part if you don't have textured vegetable protein. Okay, so now that we have that out of the way, we're going to actually boil our noodles. So I have hot water right here. I'm gonna take our noodles and I'm gonna drain them. So follow the direction on your package for the noodle. Mine said to soak it for half an hour or overnight. This is about 8 ounces of the noodle, dry noodle. So you see it was all brittle before, now it's kind of like slinky, like rubbery. So we're gonna add it into our water. And then the package on my noodles said that you need to boil this for about 2 to 3 minutes. Perfect. So I'm going to turn this off and I'm going to drain this. So when we drain this, we just put it onto a strainer and we're not going to pour water over it, because if you do, it's going to get all slippery. And so when you're mixing it up, we want all the seasoning to stick to it. So now we're gonna go ahead and saute our vegetables. So in the pan, I'm gonna have some sesame oil, about a teaspoon, and then a tablespoon of vegetable oil. I'm gonna start with the onions. We're gonna saute our vegetables separately because we don't want the colors to mix all together. We want the onions to stay kind of like whitish color. We want the carrots to stay orange, and we want the mushrooms to stay kind of like the mushroom color, the white and the brown. So we're gonna basically saute this. To the onions, I'm gonna add a little bit of salt. Everything's gonna be seasoned. Like all the vegetables are gonna be seasoned. And then the noodles are gonna be seasoned too. So we're gonna add, this is about 1 cup of onions that's sliced, julienne. Who's julienne? So we're going to, and we're only sweating it. So heat the pan up on high, then after you put the onions, turn it down to medium low. We don't want it to turn color. We just want the onions to get nice and soft. We want it to get soft, but not like, you know, mushy. We want it to still have a little bit of bite, but we want it to be cooked. So we're just gonna cook this for about 2 minutes. Just so the onions turn translucent. Smells so good. I love the smell of onion cooking. Yeah, onion is so good for you. So the onions are just about done. I'm gonna take this off the heat. Then we're gonna add a little more vegetable oil and sesame oil. And I'm gonna go ahead with our, sorry. I have about 2 cups of shiitake mushroom. Some look kind of like different color because I mixed fresh with the dry reconstituted. So I didn't quite have enough fresh mushroom, so I added some reconstituted dry shiitake to it. And to this we're going to add about a tablespoon of soy sauce. Again, we're only, we're not really, we're cooking the vegetables all the way. We're not gonna cook it too much because we don't eat mushy vegetables, Asians. We like a little crunch. Okay, so the mushrooms are pretty much done at this point. Now we're gonna do our bell peppers. A little bit of oil. This one we're not gonna add sesame because these are kind of sweet and have kind of like a lot of flavor to them. We're just gonna add a little pinch of salt just to help break down the acid in the vegetable, and also it will enhance the sweetness of the bell pepper when you add salt to it. My flame is take this out. Now it's time for my carrots. I'm gonna add a little bit of tablespoon of vegetable oil and teaspoon of sesame oil. I'm gonna put in my carrots and about a tablespoon of soy sauce. The carrots we're gonna kind of cut quite a bit because we're gonna turn it down to medium heat. Okay, so the carrots are pretty soft. They're gonna have a little crunch still, but it's pretty soft. So I'm gonna turn this off and take the carrots out. And then now I'm gonna do the green onion. It's gonna be on low heat, and I'm just gonna add oil to it. Vegetable oil. Maybe a little bit of salt, maybe a pinch. Green onion is not going to take too long, just under a minute. Okay, that's it, pretty much done. Take the last but not least, our spinach. So I'm gonna add, this is about 1 bunch of spinach. I'm gonna add everything. I'm gonna add a little bit of sesame oil, about a tablespoon, and then about 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. This smells so good. The spinach, there's few ways to do this. If you're not comfortable about wilting it in the pan like this, you can blanch it in hot water and squeeze out the water, and then add your seasoning to it. But since we're sauteing everything in a pan, I just and I didn't want to do the water twice, so I'm sauteing the spinach in a pan like this. And plus it will have extra spinach flavor because the water is being kept in here instead of squeezing it out. Oh yeah, look at that. So big bunch, once it wilts, it's like nothing. So wilt the spinach, saw that liquid reduce. So what I like to do is I kind of like to put the spinach up to the side of the pan and kind of let the water reduce. Water and the seasoning reduce. So one might ask, Jay, we're gonna add this all together, so why not just saute all the vegetables together? And the reason I'm gonna tell you is because that's how it's made. You know, that's how, no, I'm just kidding. The reason why we saute everything separately is that if you sauteed everything together, all the flavor is gonna just mix in together. And when you go to taste something, everything's gonna taste the same. So when you saute it separately, each flavor of that vegetable is gonna hold its integrity by itself. And then when you just mix it in at the end, then you get to enjoy different taste of the vegetable as you're eating it together with the noodle. So that's the reason why we saute everything separately. Plus, everything cooks at different speed. Cause like this green onion, it wilted right away. The carrots will take a little longer than the mushroom. And the bell peppers also, you're not gonna need to cook it very long. So, okay, this is pretty much almost. And you saw how long the spinach took, right? Because of all the liquid, we need to evaporate it. We kind of want to get it dry. So the French term is au sec, which means dry. So get all the liquid out. Another way you could save time is instead of adding the oil and the soy sauce in the beginning, you can wilt the spinach liquid, dump it out, and then add the soy sauce and sesame oil. I didn't do that, but I'm just letting you know that you can do that. So once we have our spinach, we're gonna take it out. Oh, I missed one. It's okay, I'll just eat this one. Now we're gonna put it together. So we have about quarter cup will be 4 tablespoons, about 4 to 5 tablespoons of soy sauce, and then we're gonna put about 3 to 4 tablespoons of sugar. This noodle is supposed to be kind of on the sweet side. Then we're gonna add about a teaspoon of garlic. Now we're gonna turn it on. And we're gonna add our noodles to it, and we're gonna kind of mix it in together. See, I just got so excited about putting the japchae together, I forgot about my faux meat. So we're gonna add 1 tablespoon of vegetable oil, and then about a teaspoon of sesame oil. You see how this sat here for about 10 minutes? And it soaked up all the liquid, and then because of the methyl cellulose, it clumped up. So I'm gonna keep it in a clump and try to break it up like ground meat will, like ground pork. Oh yeah, that smells so good. So we kind of want it in big chunks. It looks just like ground meat. But that is disgusting. No, just kidding. I won't judge people who eat meat. That's totally up to you, but I I don't know. Let's just leave it like that. Because I used to eat meat too, until I really thought about it. Okay, so here we go. You see how the meat is browning? The textured vegetable soy protein? Textured vegetable protein, which is made from soy. So, oh, this smells so good. You're not gonna really know that it's not meat until someone tells you. Another thing, we might have to add a little more oil. So about 2 tablespoons of oil. See how that half cup turned into about cup and a quarter, cup and a half? This is gonna be yummy. I'm gonna taste it. I'm gonna taste a little bit. The seasoning in there tastes just like meat. Yum. Okay. So it's browned enough. So reason why we brown the textured vegetable protein, even though it's not raw meat, we brown it to add flavor. Browning things adds flavor to it. So we're gonna heat up our soy sauce, about 5 to 6 tablespoons of soy sauce, and then 3 to 4 tablespoons of sugar, and what is that? Teaspoon of garlic. I'm having brain fart. So we're gonna bring this up to temperature, and then we're gonna add our noodles right to. As soon as the sugar melts, we're gonna add our noodles. Ooh, so sticky. This is gonna be yum. Oh yeah. So we turn the heat on just so that the sauce gets right into the noodles, and then we're gonna add black pepper. And then we're gonna reduce it a little. So good. It's got that sweetness, which is one of the characteristics of this noodle. We're gonna finish it with some sesame oil. But so once the liquid kind of disappears into the noodle, that's when it's ready. Turn this off. Add it to my bowl. Then I'm gonna add all my vegetables. a full meat. Basically, we're gonna toss this. It's a little hard to toss, so you can let the noodle cool down a little and use your hand. Or if you can't wait, you can cheat like me by putting on some gardening glove. Oh, and then a food safe glove right above the gardening glove, so it's not so hot. Oh my god, this smells so good. This is gonna be my lunch and it's gonna be freaking delicious. Oh yeah. Lots of vegetables. And you see bits of what looks like to be some ground pork, but it's not. It's a textured vegetable protein. Oh yeah, there we go. And then to top it off, we're gonna add some toasted unhulled sesame seed. A good amount of noodle. I'm gonna be eating this for like another 2 days. I have so much food in the fridge, you guys, from making all these videos. And I never eat out because of all the food that I have. So here we go. Look how easy that was. And I eat this. So good. I'm gonna take some mushroom. So delicious. See, I went and got a bike because there's a hiking trail right by my house that goes up and down Scottsdale all the way down to Tempe. So I'm gonna be doing some exercise on my bike too, because I normally don't eat like this, like really well like this when I'm not doing videos. So I need to exercise to burn all these calories. But this is not that bad, you know. It's just there's a lot of vegetables in here. Yeah, there's a little bit of sugar, but other than that, you know, a little bit of sodium from the soy sauce. If you're watching your sodium intake, you can always use light soy sauce. It was so good that I was too eager with swallowing and went down the wrong pipe. You know that happens when you're eating something really delicious and then you start coughing because it went down the wrong pipe, and you're like, oh, I need to take a minute. All done. Well, thank you for watching my video. If you like this video, please press the like button, subscribe if you haven't, and share with all your friends. So the next video, I think I'm gonna do tempura. I'm gonna show you how to do like the Japanese way of doing tempura, and then we're gonna do some Korean tempura. Korean's a little different, but you'll see the difference. And then there's no way I can eat all those tempura, so I'm gonna freeze it and then take it out as I want to eat it and just put it into the toaster oven. But I'll explain more about that later. So again, thank you for watching and have a wonderful day, okay? Bye!